Alright, so a lot of people were asking me about this new Autometer dash control, which I just picked up. Pretty cool little device. Once you get it, you get a USB cable, you get the unit that plugs into your OBD2, hook the cable into it, set the mode to config all the way over to the right. See that little tab there? Sorry, I'm trying to do this one-handed. Plug into Alright. I already had this hooked up, so I already have the shortcut on my computer, but and there's my cat. So we want dash control. Connect to dash logic. Now there's three little tabs on the back of it. That's for your profiles 1, 2, and 3. So I've only set up profile 1 because there's actually 8 different pages that can display on each profile. So these are the different things that you can set up. Your heads-up display, the DIC, and the radio. Those are where any parameter that you want will pop up. So I'll just go into the heads-up display here. I'll do one I haven't touched yet. I'll just go down to 8. It's 2 different modes. Simple mode pretty much makes it very easy. You just do it as a drop-down menu. So this can display up to 4 different things. See, it's set to idle air temperature now. Tons of different stuff you can do. Fuel trims, RPM, vehicle speeds, what your degrees of spark you have, intake air temp, all kinds of good stuff. Oil pressure, oil temp, most of you guys probably already have that if you have the gauge pack. This is for Camaro. Knock retard, that's nice. Delivered torque. Injector pulse with fuel pressure, that's one that I have on mine. Pretty long list, and then it's got a bunch of this stuff down here, estimated ETs and instantaneous horsepower and torque. I have no idea how accurate that stuff is, I haven't played with it yet. But, so you just select, whatever you want it to display. It's also idle. I think the ZL1 intake sensor 2 is when you have the 2-bar map sensor and you're running boost. You should be able to see both your idle air temps. So then you save that. So that's going to be on your page 8 on your HUD. And then you can go to your DIC. You can go to page 8 and it gives you the same list of stuff. But now you can put additional things in the DIC. So with the DIC and the HUD, you should be able to have 8 things displayed. Radio, I think it only gives you 2 lines. I have nothing on there because I don't want my radio to show anything. Yeah, so each box supports 1 line. At least that's how I think it's going to work. And there's also alarms. So I have mine set up for RPM limits. Enable the alarm. I have it set as a continuous alarm. This would be the warning text. If I wanted it to read out, I could select where I wanted it to read out at. I don't want it to read out, I just want an alarm. And then you just select your RPM there. And that's about all I've played with. There's advanced mode that you can do. This is essentially you writing code for it, but you can change, if you didn't want to say MPH, you could say miles per hour or something silly like that. Simple mode's easy, good enough for me. So then when you're done with that, you disconnect. Then you can unplug it, and then I will bring it over to the car and show you. Okay, now we're in the car. I started it up. See, I have, I believe, oil pressure, idle air temp, fuel pressure on my DIC. Hard to see. My HUD is set up for RPM, spark advance, timing, miles per hour, and spark knock on my lower right. One thing that you got to get used to is it doesn't tell you what the readouts are, it just gives you the readout, so you have to set it up to know which ones you're looking at. By pressing the lock button, you're supposed to be able to change your profile, not your profile, but your page. So I'm on my first profile, and there we go. So there's page 2. So I think that had oil pressure. I think that's like a lateral G-force meter. Knock retard, fuel pressure. And you probably can't see those very well, but that's RPM, horsepower, and torque. I have those set up too on the right side there. Page 3, and it just keeps going. So this one I had set up with like a quarter-mile times and stuff, and that's just, you switch pages just by pushing your lock button. Your DIC has to be set to your navigation screen. Your other screens will still work, and the one that takes over your navigation screen will be what you have it set up for. So I hope that helps answer anybody's questions. This one in particular is for a 2011 Camaro. I don't know what else they make it for, but a lot of cool stuff. I think it's pretty neat. For $280 you can have all sorts of information in your car without having to add extra gauges. I got enough. I didn't want more. Alright guys, have a good one.